Hi everyone, this is Manmad Krishna. Welcome to MKF, Motivation, Knowledge and Food. Today's our topic is unintentionally or incidentally or accidentally added chemicals to food. So, chemicals which are added to the food without intentionally due to many factors. Accidentally release of prohibited substances during processing, or improper precautionary measures while applying sanitary chemicals. Let us have some examples. For example, every fresh produce like fruits and vegetables which contains small amounts of legal residues of pesticides. One thing, my friends, 99% of vegetables and fruits are not free from any chemicals. Most of the fruits and vegetables contain certain amounts of pesticide residues or certain amounts of chemical residues. Finally, the chemicals will add to the food. For example, in a food industry, we have to maintain sanitary environment. To maintain the sanitary environment, we have to apply the detergents, we have to apply the sanitizing agents like sodium hypochlorite or calcium hypochlorite or chlorine dioxide, etc. Different kinds of sanitizers. Every food processing industry, we will use the sanitizing agents to maintain the environment, processing environment in a sanitized, in hygienic condition. What will happen, if the contact time is not proper, if we could not neutralize the sanitizing residues by applying the potable water. Sometimes the residues, if you apply with plain water also, the residues remains on the food contact surfaces. That is also comes under unintentionally added chemicals. But this will tackle by applying good manufacturing practices. That's why in food industry, mostly the food contact surfaces either from the corrosion free, non-reactive, non-toxic, easy to wash. There are certain criterias. So the equipment which we can use to handle the food should comply those norms as per the GMPs. So mostly in the food industry, either SS 308 and above grade, SS 3G, 312, 316. So above grades are using stainless steels as a food contact surfaces, SS, or plastic, virgin plastics also using in the food industry. It's easy to wash, it's non-reactive, it's non-corrosive, it's non-toxic. And when we sanitizing the surface, we can easily neutralize the surface. Unfortunately, maybe sometimes the residues of sanitizing residues might remain. So as a food technologist, we have to make sure that after applying disinfectant, we have to make sure that whether it has been neutralized or not. This is one example. Unintentionally added chemicals and accidentally added chemicals. For example, if we are doing some soaking, or if you are doing some storing mechanism, if you are doing vinegar preparation, or if you are doing soaking the shrimps in the phosphates or something, so the machine which we are using some kinds of lubricants to rotate the equipment in a smoothly, so accidentally the lubricant also may fall on the food product. Those are the accidental introduction of chemicals, for example. And the packaging material which contains lead or any toxic chemicals, the packaging material which are direct contact to the food also can transfer the chemical residues. And for example, aquaculture farms are needed by the agricultural farmings. So agricultural farms, they will spray the pesticides, they will spray the insecticides while growing. So the same water, the same drain out water will be taken by the aquaculture sectors, and the residues also might remain in these things. So this is also unintentionally added chemicals, especially the residues. Why? The shrimp growing industries, pesticide residues. See, intentionally farmer won't apply the pesticides, but unfortunately the canal water, the same sources of water they are using, and they are doing the stocking in the same water. The chemical residues remains, the pesticides will remain in many years in water, in soil, in atmosphere also. So we will discuss in details what are the key points, key elements unintentionally or incidentally or accidentally added chemicals. The first one is pesticide residues in the food, and the second one is industrial chemicals. Industrial chemicals means, see, the agriculture sector, aquaculture sectors are needed by the industries which are emitting the heavy metals, industries which are producing the toxins like insecticides, the industries they are making, so which releases the dioxin to the environment, or which releases the heavy metal to the environment. In such a way, the unintentionally the chemical concentration added to the neighboring fields of agriculture, aquaculture. This is the example. And the third one is heavy metals, and the fourth one is radioactive elements. So radioactive elements also unintentionally added or accidental. For example, Japan. What happened? The nuclear meltdown a few years back in the year, I think 2011. So during the nuclear meltdown occurred due to the tsunami earthquake. So the uranium and strontium kinds of radioactive elements released into the atmosphere and soil also. So that's a kind of accidental release of radioactive nuclides to the food and water and the soil, the food chain. So in our part 2 video, we will discuss these key elements: pesticides, residues, and industrial chemicals. The third one is heavy metals, and fourth one is radioactive elements. Thank you.